Now I've been through each of the individual channels and I've turned on different amounts of reverb for each one, so I'll just go through quickly and show you kind of what sort of reverb settings I've used in the different ones on different instruments. So starting with the drums, the kick drum has got some of the room reverb on it. The snare drum is using the plate reverb, and about this much of it. Hi-hats, a little bit less of the plate reverb, tambourine. So the drums have all got around about the same amount. Some are sending slightly more to the plate reverb, but if you imagine it's about 80% sent to the reverb. Congas have gone quite a lot to the room reverb, which is a bit different. They sound a little bit more closer to you, a little bit more up front. On the bass sounds, we actually put that. Remember, we did the room reverb, but we put it onto the group, so it put the same reverb on all of these. And the synth settings, or the synth sounds, I've used the plate reverb again, quite high setting for synth 5. Synth 4, just missed that one out, but that would be the plate reverb, around about the same amount there. Synth 3, again about 85% reverb. Synth 1, about 70%. During the breakdown section, we've used the room reverb instead, and different amounts on different instruments. The guitar, the main guitar riff, has got loads of reverb on it, so I'll just give you a little example of that. Okay, and then without the reverb, sounds naff. So you get this almost delayed double tapping sort of effect, similar to the original. And so on through all the different instruments. We've got different amounts of reverb, quite a bit of plate reverb on the vocal, and there's room reverb and plate reverb on the vocoder. So if I open up the mixer, you can actually see that the way it works is that the reverbs themselves, the reverb units, have their own volume control at the end. So if we want a little bit less reverb, if we want all the reverb to be panned to the right or the left, or we want to automate the reverb, or even EQ it so the reverb sounds a little bit more trebly or bassy, we can do that as well. So if I kind of turn each of these reverbs on and off, you can hear the difference it makes. So if I start off the track with none of the reverbs turned on, obviously the chorus I haven't used on anything yet, and if I go from the beginning, okay, so this is what it sounds like dry. Turn on the room reverb. Okay, this is all the drum kit and all the main parts, dry, and then listen to the difference when you add in the plate reverb. It's without, dry, okay, completely flat and dead. Okay, then when we add the reverb in, we get this really nice decay sound on the snare. Sounds much snappier, much nicer. So that's the difference that reverb can make. So what I'm going to do is just play this from the beginning, just for a minute or so that you can hear how all of the instruments work and the kind of how the balance and the mix is working for me. See if you can pick out each individual instrument as it comes in. Forward to a bit later in the track. Okay, and then over the breakdown section.